Anna Gaspar has lived an extraordinary life. She's the daughter of a world-famous mural painter named Miklos Gaspar.
His occupation was a mural painter, so he was busy. He had built himself a studio just for himself that was 17 feet high so that he could have a platform where he could paint and draw the murals. And that was a tough job because there was no central heating. There was only we had a fireplace. And that's the way he probably got sick. And that's a lot of work because he was constantly on a job somewhere, either in Chicago or elsewhere. My dad passed away when I was 11 years old of kidney failure at that time. And so my mother had to continue until I graduated from high school. And she had to find an occupation. And she was a secretary in Hungary, and here she was so smart that she could edit theses and dissertations for graduate students.
As a child, she worked on music.
My childhood was composed of classics, classical music, and art, and going to school. And so I was taking piano lessons since I was 5 years old. And when I was 10 years old, I started to write music. And I kept writing until I was in Northwestern University. And when I was in high school, I wrote the graduation hymn for the graduates of my class. And when I was in Northwestern, I wrote the background music for 2 children's theater productions.
After her time in Northwestern, she went out to Los Angeles, where she had a long, illustrious career in education.
And then I moved from Chicago to Los Angeles. Unfortunately, my mother passed away when I was there. But I taught for 32 years for the Los Angeles Board of Education. I had 5 schools. The first one was the Pacific Palisades Elementary School for 1 year. And I took a leave after my mother passed away and went to Europe and visited my relatives for the first time.
When she was 55, she decided to join the Peace Corps to help others.
After I stopped teaching, I stopped when I was 55, and I applied to the Peace Corps. It took me almost a year till they could interview you and decide where they want to place you. And then they give you an invitation, and I went to, I think, in Philadelphia, and there they continued, asking questions and checking you out and seeing if you're medically able to go. I had a roommate. They had to send her home because they gave her injections and she didn't take it very well. So unfortunately, they wouldn't take her. And then what they do is they pay for everything. They paid my airfare from Los Angeles to the Philadelphia. They paid the taxi. They paid all the meals. And then, of course, they have people that interview you to find out what your background is and what you're interested in doing. And then after that, we were put on a plane. We went to London. We had a day room. And from there, we went to, I think we went to Johannesburg first. And then there we changed planes, and then we went into Windhoek. Well, as a person, yourself, you can't really control anything. You tour, you visit, you meet people, you make friends with them, just casual. But there's nothing that I could do. Keep traveling, keep meeting people, learn about other cultures. Don't be afraid of trying their food. And especially the food that's made by the local people is absolutely marvelous.
She believes her father had a big impact on her great life.
The only reason that I'm so proud of him is because I was his daughter. And I saw all the time that he spent doing all this wonderful work. Of course, I didn't go out on the field, when he went into all these places. And actually, he was so busy, I hardly saw him. When he was doing all this beautiful work, I didn't even know about it. Well, it's very important, because I don't think that there is any other artist that has achieved the same thing that he has. And I think his work is absolutely remarkable. All the details and all the lines on his pictures. They don't see the workmanship, and that is the one thing that I think is really important, are the details, the little tiny lines that he actually did on his paintings.
Now she lives her days trying to honor her father and his work.
My mother put together an album of photographs, and also there were some book plates and smaller pictures, and I donated them to the Smithsonian Archives of American Art in Washington, D.C., and you can go and visit and see them, but you have to make an appointment.